Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of our bee tutorial for resin. So my bee has been painted on my watercolor paper. It was attached to the canvas panel and then sealed on the top with the Mod Podge. So he is really dry. It's been a few days. He's really dry and ready to go. I just wanted to point out, you can see where I did have a little bit of smearing when I put the Mod Podge on there, but I think it just gives it a little bit more character and it's not bothering me. So I'm just gonna go with it. It's totally fine. So as you can see, I have my four little Dixie cups to sit him up on. I have a big old tongue depressor here, or popsicle stick, to stir my resin. I have a pair of tweezers, a few toothpicks, and my gloves, and I have my resin here and my hardener, my mixing cup, and I just brought over a few glittery pieces, some flat back pearls, some dark glitter. I have some other kinds of glitters, so I just brought over a bunch of stuff and that I thought maybe I would want to use instead of bringing over everything, because then I have no room to sit anything. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is decide what beads and where I want to put things. And that's like the fun part. So basically I have some yellows here, and I might add some to where my little yellow flowers are. And sometimes what I do is I just pop a few down, and then I take my tweezers and just kind of place them wherever I want them. Sometimes I don't use this type, and sometimes that's all I use. So it really is just depending on what you want. So this really is the fun part. You get to just be very creative here with your, so I think I'm going to stay with that, with your embellishments. So let's see what I got here. These little flat back pearls. They're all different sizes, and I put them in these little containers. It might be too dark, but I don't know, it might be pretty. Put one right up here. So it just came, I ordered these on Amazon, and they're just all different sizes and colors. And sometimes I have to pour them out just to see what's going on. There's a white one. It's a bigger peachy one. I'm thinking more like pink. Here it is. So, yeah, let's just take some out. It's kind of a magenta one. Maybe put that one here. And this also came with some, like, I don't know, glittery beads. No. There's a little one. Put that right there. So, I mean, sometimes less is more with this kind of thing. I do tend to go a little overboard sometimes because it's just fun. So I do have some, let's see, I have some of these lighter pink beads. So I'm not going to spend, like, forever here doing this part. This is, kind of boring for you guys. So put that one over there. But I just use my tweezers to kind of put them wherever I want. And you don't have to cover everything. And honestly, you don't even have to embellish it at all if you don't want to. You can just put resin over top of them. Totally fine. Whatever you want to do. If you don't feel like putting anything on top, you don't have to. Look at these little pinky ones. They're very light pink. I'll put them right at the end there. Okay. I don't know if I'm feeling these big pearls. I think they're kind of taking away this big one anyway. Well, I don't want to leave just, I'm not going to do the pearls because I just feel like I'm going a little too much there. So, what I am going to do though, I'm going to take a little bit of my, I have some gold, yellowish gold glitter. And I'm going to take a little bit with my tweezer because otherwise I'll just have that stuff everywhere. And basically I'm going to put some on the bee. And there's different size glitter in this container. It's like got these bigger round pieces on there. And then some, the real tiny stuff. It just gets everywhere. And that's okay sometimes. I just let it go. Oh, there's another bead. Put him down there. So yeah, I just take little bits. Even though it doesn't look like you're picking up anything, you are. Put a little on his tail. And I know it's probably hard for you guys to even see any of this. Okay, a little bit of the gold, yellow gold. And then I'm going to do a little bit of the green here. Same way. A little bit of green where the leaves, stems. And don't feel like it has to be laying exactly over top of everything. Sometimes I just let it go. Just let it go. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do one. I'll see how this looks. I have these like black, kind of blue, orangey. They're like iridescent. They're very, very, have all different facets of color in there. Let's see if I put that for his eye. Yeah, like that. So I'll leave that there for his eye. Okay. So now, let's pour the resin. Get my stuff moved over. Put on my gloves. And remember, this does have a little bit of an odor. If you're sensitive to it, just kind of, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. Try to wear old clothes so you don't get it on your clothes. And I just gonna measure. I'm gonna do, this is a 5 by 7. So I think I'm gonna just do about 1.5 ounces for this. So I'll do, 3/4 of the hardener and 3/4 of the resin. So I just kind of lean back and I'm watching the hardener go in. And I'm going to take it up to 3/4 line. Okay, that's the hardener. And I don't think it matters which you pour first, hardener or the resin. Yeah. Now what will happen though is if you don't really get the even 1:1 ratio, I have not had this happen to me yet. Okay. But I've heard that if you come back the next day when it should be, hard and you can touch it, if it's still sticky, then you didn't mix the proper, amount, the equal parts. So at that point, I don't know. I would think you would just have to maybe you can mix up a new batch and pour over top, but I'm not really sure. I have not experienced that yet, so I'm hoping I don't. So I would think that that would just maybe be, something you have to just get rid of, but I can look more into that. So anyway, I have my phone here with my timer. So I'm going to start my timer for 3 minutes. Okay. And then I'm going to just start stirring. And you'll notice it's very clear in the beginning, and then it just starts to get really, really cloudy. And that's normal. So I'm not I'm not mixing like cake batter. So I'm going to take it slow, and you will notice bubbles do start coming around. So I just kind of scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, and just start mixing it. And it will start to get clearer. Not totally clear because there's bubbles in there, but I think the most satisfying part, especially when I am doing it on a black canvas panel, is popping up the bubbles. It looks like glass. When I first put it down, it does look a little foggy or cloudy because of the bubbles. But then once I use my little torch here and pop those bubbles, man, it's like shiny glass. So I just keep mixing this back and forth, stir it back and forth. Just switch hands here for 3 minutes. And I love these big old wooden sticks because they hold, I can really drizzle a lot instead of those real skinny little ones. So I'm just scraping. So I have about 1:05 left. Back and forth. Now I know for one 8 by 10 panel, I need 2 ounces altogether, like an even 2 ounces. So I'm thinking a 5 by 7 will be a little bit less. And sometimes I do have leftover resin a little bit, and I'll try and make some earrings maybe with it, or if it's enough. If not, I just have to let it go. All right, we have 20 seconds left. Try not to hit your panel. There we go. Stop that. Okay. Yeah, try not to. I've accidentally bumped some of my panels sometimes, and the stuff goes everywhere. So that's no fun. So be real careful with that. Okay, so I still am just going to take my stick here, and I'm just going to kind of drizzle it all the way, like I do the ends, and then just pick up some more. And I try to keep my cup leaning over top of my panel here. In case it drips off the cup, it'll drip onto my panel. Now you can, if you want, like after you put your resin on here, you can always add some more embellishments. You don't have to just have it all done before the resin. You can add more if you see that you need to kind of have more, of something. So I'm just doing a light, drizzle all around, and it's very splotchy. And then what I do is I start to take it like I'm buttering toast, but I'm being very, very gentle. And I try to do the edges first I try to. It's just what I want to do. And because I want to make sure they're all evenly covered. And I don't want to have any edges that are like, I missed a spot. So I try to do them first, where there's really no embellishments. It's easier to spread out. And this is kind of self-leveling, so it will, once you move it, it will kind of level out a little bit. So now when I get to the center where I have all my little embellishments, I can see little pockets of where I've missed. So I just keep drizzling and then I just tap. Because I don't want to move any of my little jewels there. So I just kind of tap the spots. Make sure I get all the little spots that have not gotten any resin. And I probably made too much. That's okay. Probably could have just did an ounce. And you do have about 45 minutes working time. Okay. So what I'm going to do is look down, and I kind of look from the side to see if there's any spots that I might have missed. And then I can use my stick here or my toothpick just to kind of, oh Daisy, just to kind of push it around. I think I'm good. I think it looks all kind of covered. And you know what? I think I'm going to try a little pink glitter. I didn't do any pink. Did I? I think I did the yellow and the green. I don't think I did pink. I'm going to just try a little pink. And then I'll put a little more resin. Okay, I'm going to take my torch. I need to move this when I do that. It's flammable. It is flammable, so I don't want to have like wood or my whole cup sitting here with plastic. So just be really careful and just kind of go over the whole thing with you can use a heat gun. You can use a hair dryer by using on low, but definitely the heat side, or a lighter. There's a little spot on the side. toothpick, move things around. This is going to be so cute. I know it's hard for you guys to see it, but get one more last here. Make sure all those little bubbles are gone. Okay, so I think we're good. So at this point, this will sit here now, and I'm not going to move it or anything like that. I'm going to leave it here until tomorrow morning for about 12 hours. I will let it go, and then I'll be able to handle it after about 12 hours. But really, you want to give it about 24 before you really start handling it rough, because you know, at 12 hours, it's hard. But I'm still afraid that I might dent it with my fingernail or something. So give it at least 24 hours for it to really be, you know, where you can really handle it well. But you will be able to pick it up after about 12 hours. So just be careful with it. That's all. So anyway, let me see if I can pull this down just a little bit and show you guys a little closer. I'm not sure I can here. I don't know if you're going to really be able to see it, but once it's done, once it's finished, and then I will take a little video of it and show you tomorrow, because it really does, it really will be very pretty once it's dried. It doesn't look like much. I know on camera here it doesn't look like much, but it'll be really pretty. And I'll take a little video of it and show you guys. So, all right. So that is part 2 of our little bee. And then, yeah, I will do a little video. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know. And I'll be happy to answer. So, have a great rest of the day. And I'll see you soon.